Alright, so this video is going to kind of go over again the critical importance of standardized taxonomy terms. Taxonomy meaning, in this case, your category. So when you hand me or your web developer a category tree, don't expect them to go through and do that work, right? So for this particular brand, we just loaded this, and I'm starting to get to this page. By the way, you mouse over Structure, go down to Taxonomy Manager, and click Category. So these are going to be children of this, with not a problem. Where the problem comes in is that you had radiators with cooler, and then you just had with coolers. So I don't know if you meant this to be a different part type than something else, right? You also had extruded tube and extruded tubes. Again, I don't know what you meant. So is this an extruded tube radiator? Because if it is, those two should be merged. So how do you merge a term when you have messed that up? I'm not going to on this because I still don't know what exactly that means, but again, in the capitalization, proper capitalization, if you're going to go proper across the board, right? Don't go proper with some and then not proper with others as far as capitalization. So to change what something says, you click on this link that says the name, and over here you can change that, and that creates no issue whatsoever. Anyone that was oil coolers is now oil coolers with a little bit different spelling of their name. Not an issue. If you deleted that, you create an issue because you've just orphaned all your products that are underneath that. And some purging of the site has to be done to get rid of that. So again, if this was supposed to be the same, you pick one. So if you meant to say extruded tube, and if that's an extruded tube radiator, then it should say seriously extruded tube radiator, but whatever. So if this is the one you're going to get rid of, you, instead of clicking this name, because changing that over in this section does you no good, because then you just duplicated it and it becomes a real mess on the website. So you click the box next to it and you tell it to term merge, and so that's this little one up here. Now it can't merge with itself, so it's asking what's the destination. And if I started typing in extruded, it goes which one of these, right? And we go, it's this one we want to merge that term with. And then you simply hit merge. I'm not going to do that right now because on this particular one I have no idea, right? And so again, this is a critical part of importing onto your website and having consistent headers and consistent terms. Now if you wanted to move a part, I'm assuming these are radiators, so we're not going to do anything with them right now, but I am going to move them under the radiator section, right? So I'm going to say instead of term merge, I'm clicking both boxes. We can term merge them later. I'm coming up here to the move button. I'm saying move those. Move them where? Well, they should be under radiators. So if I start to type it in, it'll say here's the words with radiators in it. Well, I want to move them straight under radiators, and so that tightens it up. The back end here is mirrored to the front end of your website, so when a customer comes on to the products category, this is what they see. And when you see a little plus button, that means that when they click on that on your home page, it then brings up these as subcategories, right? These are not fields for navigation like material, color, engine, those are not going here. This is all about what is this part. Sidebar navigation, left bar navigation, is more about tell me more about it. So maybe you had 100 pages of radiators, and 90% of them were aluminum, but then there was some other kind of material. Those are attribute fields that can be used. They are not necessarily categories. So work one area at a time, right? But I'm not 100% sure, like I said, if this was meant to be this, but it wasn't spelled out that way on the data sheet. So importing, not a big deal, happens pretty quickly. Cleaning the import, big deal, time consuming, frustrating. So data prep is extremely important. I hope this video helps. I hope you watch it again and again to understand. This is the flow of your website, so it's important that we don't have this kind of stuff, right? Anyway, all right. Thanks so much.